What's going on, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel today. In this one, I'm going to be discussing 2 things that you can start doing today to close more social media marketing clients. Now, just before we jump into it, if you are new around here, it'd be fantastic if you can hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another upload. And let's jump into it. Now, these 2 tips that I'm going to give you in this video, you can implement today. And if you start implementing them, you will close more deals and you will find more success with social media marketing. Now, to give you a bit of an idea, for the first few months of my business, I didn't do these 2 things. And as soon as I started implementing them, a funny thing happened. I started to close more clients and make more money. So trust me, these 2 tips I give you today are essential if you are serious about scaling your business, all right? So the first piece of advice for you today is to start using a CRM. Or if you don't want to invest into a CRM, you need to at least start keeping track of your leads in an Excel document, on Google Sheets, whatever it may be. But I personally do highly recommend that you actually invest into just a cheap monthly subscription of some kind of CRM. Now, I personally use Pipedrive. It's just over $20 a month, but it's one of those investments that makes me money. Using Pipedrive and keeping track of my leads, keeping track of my sales process makes me so much money. So just for those of you that don't know, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And these software and tools that you can use allow you to keep track of all your current customers, keep track of your leads, your sales process, your follow-up, add notes, add the email addresses, phone numbers, social media pages, whatever it may be, but just keep all of the information of your prospects and your current customers in one place. Now, the reason I really recommend a CRM is because let's say you have a lead, right? You have a lead right now and you got that lead through cold email and all you have is their email. And you do a bit of follow-up and you don't hear any replies. You might just leave it at that, or you might forget to follow up next week. Inside a CRM, you can add in all the other information, so you can have their website, phone numbers, email addresses, social media pages. You can keep it all in one place. And you can also obviously set reminders to yourself. So let's say you know that you are going to follow up with John Smith next Wednesday. Now, let's say you've got 50 leads that you need to follow up with, 50 prospects. Popping that in Google Calendars, writing that all down, it's a bit messy. Inside of Pipedrive and certain CRMs, you can set yourself reminders to follow up with this person on a certain date. You can add notes so you can remember how things were left off, because if you're doing this seriously and you're taking this seriously, you should be dealing with hundreds and hundreds of leads every single week. You should be doing hundreds of forms of outreach every single week, and you should be keeping track of all of this. So you might forget certain situations, you may forget how you left things off, you may forget to follow up. But when you keep track of everything in a CRM, you can add your notes, you can have all the points of contacts, and you can set reminders for yourself all in one place. Now, what I really like about Pipedrive specifically is it allows you to keep track of your whole sales process. So inside of Pipedrive, you can organize your leads into different sections of your pipeline. So for example, for me, I have a section that just simply says lead. I then have a section that says shown interest. Then I have a section that says meeting arranged. One says negotiation started, one that's closed phase, and then one that's closed. Now what this means is if I have that lead, I can put them in any different section that I want. So let's say right now they're just a lead. They don't know who I am, they don't know anything. I just could potentially reach out to them and I'm just gonna send them a cold email, okay? You can add them into the lead section. Then let's say they replied and said, you know what, I'd love to find out some more information. That is somebody that's shown interest. So you can drag and move them up your pipeline. Let's say you agree upon a meeting and a date and a time for a meeting. You can move them up the pipeline. Let's say you start obviously discussing prices, you start negotiating, you can move them to the negotiation section. Let's say you've agreed upon that, you've sent the invoice, you're waiting for them to pay. That is in the close phase. And let's say you close a deal, boom, drag and drop into close. And if you lose the deal, you can drag and drop them into a lost deal. So it's a really good way for you to keep track of your leads. And let's say you wake up the next day, tomorrow's a new day, and you want to start doing some outreach, you want to start doing some follow-up. Well, guess what? You can start working on your warmest leads. You don't want to start right from the beginning and start working on complete cold leads. If you've got 5 or 6 people who are in the negotiation stage, who are in the close phase, who are waiting to set up a meeting with you, they need to be your kind of priority. And as you start to do more outreach, having just a place to keep track of all of that information, set yourself reminders, and having it all in one place it's extremely helpful. And for like $200 and something a year, all you have to do is close like one client a year because you've been organized, because you've kept track of it, because you've set yourself reminders, and you're still at like an extremely positive ROI from it. So yeah, it's super important. The first tip for you is to start using a CRM and start keeping track of your leads. Now, if you would like a bit more of an in-depth video of me showing you exactly how I use my CRM, how I use Pipedrive, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll be more than happy to make a more in-depth video on that in the future. Okay, so the second tip here is extremely important, and that is you need to do more follow-up. You need to be relentless with your follow-up, all right? The amount of times I have closed deals just from a follow-up message, which never ever would have gone through had I just left it, it's ridiculous. It's tens and tens of thousands of dollars worth of income made from follow-up alone, okay? And the reason for this is because a lot of the time, you're dealing with business owners, right? You're dealing with the owner of the company. And a lot of the time, these business owners are busy. They wear all the hats in the company. They're the marketing person, they're the accounting person. They gotta keep control of their staff. They gotta keep, they're running the business on a day-to-day thing. They're hiring people, whatever it may be. But they are busy. So if they're busy, sometimes they just need a little bit of a push in the right direction. If a lead goes cold or they stop replying, guess what? It doesn't mean all of the time, sometimes it does, but 75% of the time, it doesn't mean that they're no longer interested. All it means is they're probably busy. They're getting distracted with other tasks because they are a business owner. So it's your duty and responsibility to follow up and get things progressing. Now, I'm not saying call them 15 times a day and be a hassle and be annoying. You're just gonna lose a deal if you do that. But there's nothing wrong with some strategic follow-up. Maybe on day one, maybe 3 days later, maybe 5 days, 7. And you know what? Until somebody turns around to you and says, no, I am not interested, you can still keep following up. Now, obviously, if a lead says to you they're not interested, don't try and sell people who aren't interested. Don't try and sell the unsellable. But until those words leave their mouth, or you can clearly tell by the way they're acting that they're not interested, just because they don't reply doesn't mean they're not still interested and are gonna be closed soon. So you need to follow up relentlessly, follow up every day, every other day, 3 times a week. Just keep doing it, a simple email, all right? When I send follow-up messages, I just like to keep it simple. Hey, just a gentle update. Do you wanna set up another call and get things progressing? Hey, just an update, I'm just waiting on the payment. If you can get a chance to send that through today, I can get things kicked off. Hey, just following up, have you managed to go through our onboarding process yet? It's not rocket science, it's super simple. 1-line questions. How are you getting on? Where are we at with things? Do you want to set up another meeting? Do you have any more questions? Is anything holding you back? Don't overthink it, okay? It's speed. Follow up with your leads, okay? And kind of be relentless with it. Don't be too annoying where you're like messaging them 5 times a day, hello, question mark, are you there, question mark. Don't do that, all right? Every couple of days, a few times a week, just a nudge in the right direction. You owe it to your clients, you owe it to yourself to do that follow-up. It's so much easier to follow up a lead that is warm and almost closed than it is to go back to the drawing board and just try and reach out to more cold leads. You're probably leaving a lot of money on the table right now because you're kind of taking no for an answer when they're generally just busy, all right? So key number 1, use a CRM, keep track of all of your leads. And tip number 2, follow up relentlessly. And where possible, always push for like another call if you need to, and then you can kind of close a deal and get things progressing on that phone call. A lot of the time that's easier with business owners. If they have a call in their calendar and you get things moving on the call, they're more likely to do it. If not, they're probably just gonna get distracted, all right? So hopefully this video helped. If you have any questions, anything you want me to cover in terms of SMMA, personal branding, whatever it may be, something you'd like to see on the channel, drop a comment down below with some video ideas, any questions you have, and I'll be more than happy to help. Now, if you are interested in an expert level training program that's gonna teach you the exact step-by-step process you need to follow to start and scale your social media agency, from getting results from Facebook ads to getting your first client, to exact sales scripts, to exact contract templates, the whole thing that you can essentially plug and play into your own business, then I do have a training program that's going to be linked down below called the Social Media Marketing Academy. We have insane results on there, so definitely go and check that out. That's going to be linked down below. It would be amazing to have you as part of the community. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.